Hello and welcome back to another edition of Chats with Nads. How are you today? How have you been doing? What's been going on with you? Please comment below and let me know how you've been coping, how you've been managing, what you've been doing to get through lockdown. 2020 has started and it started really well. It came out the blocks. We were really expecting just amazing things, and I will not say that it's not amazing, but it is an unexpected year.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Thank you, Emily. That's my 5-year-old. It's an unexpected year, and lockdown is something else. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Mrs. Nadine Canaville, and I have been happily married for over 18 years, and I am a proud mother of 5 absolutely amazing children. And this program that you're listening to at the moment is called Chats with Nads. And the point of my program is just to meet up, have a little chat. I am planning to do a live Chats with Nads, but I'll let you know when, because it's kind of difficult to arrange because everybody's at home. It's 7 of us in my house, hubby, myself, and our 5, and so it's noisy. Everybody is energetic. They've got a lot of energy and not a lot of ways to release that energy. So we're all at home. Everybody's around the house. I'm trying to keep them as quiet as possible while still allowing them to just chill and be and enjoy themselves. So what have I been doing? Now, what I've noticed is lockdown, it's affecting everybody in very different ways. I know for my youngest, sometimes, because I guess they're not expending enough energy, it's hard for them to go to sleep at nights, bless them. They're struggling at bedtime to settle down, and I've been just, switching things up, trying different things. But the teenagers, these are really unprecedented times, as we've heard so much on the news. It's also a time where we feel like we are out of control. We are not in control of our day-to-day lives and how we want to live them, at least to a certain extent. I know that would be so much more heightened for our teenagers, because as parents, we can decide, okay, I'm going to pop out today for essential items, and we can make that decision. But our young people, our teenagers, they're not able to make that decision because as parents we've told them, you've got to stay inside, you can't meet up with your friends, and that affects them in a myriad of ways. And I've found that it's so important that as parents, we might think that our teenagers, they know how much we love them. They know and understand the fact that we are only trying to keep them safe. We're only trying to prevent them from getting sick and having to be in hospital. And there's so many unknowns with this virus. So that as parents, we are really just trying to do our best to keep them at home and keep them safe. But they're only human, and just imagine how we feel as adults when there's no definite end time to lockdown. There's no definite end, and the government, the ministers, bless them, they are doing the best that they can with the information that they have, trying to strike that very important balance between protecting lives and protecting the economy. And I really pray for them that God will grant them wisdom, knowledge and understanding as to how best to deal with all of the decisions, life-altering decisions that they're having to make. So imagine if they're struggling with the decision-making process, we're struggling with the loss of control over our lives. Imagine how our teenagers are feeling with having their lives turned upside down in a way that none of our lives, not my life, not my mom or my grandma's life, has been turned upside down for years, for decades, really. So the uncertainty will definitely be affecting them, and I found a good way to deal with them is to just be understanding, be compassionate, be understanding, and love them unconditionally. I tell them every day that there's nothing that you can do or say that will make me think any less of you, that will make me love you any less. I am here for you. And sometimes the uncertainty that they're feeling, the confusion, it can come out or be expressed through them being snappy, being irritable, not wanting to do stuff. And I've found that meeting that resistance that they're putting up to doing things around the house or doing chores, the best idea is not to be so firm and hard and fast and angry. I think the best way to approach dealing with our teens in this time is to be understanding and compassionate and ask questions. Why is it that you're feeling that you can't do this? Is there anything that I can do to support you? So I, for one, have been trying to affirm them, assure them that we're all going through this together, and if we can just hang in there and follow the guidelines and stay at home as much as possible and look at staying at home from a standpoint or perceive it in a manner that you are not only protecting yourself and the other members of our household, you're protecting your friends as well. Because if you leave and you decide, okay, I'm going to visit my friends, and on the way to your friends you come into contact with someone who is maybe asymptomatic, so they have the virus and they're not showing any symptoms that you can see, and then you pass that on to your friend, you could be putting them at risk. So it's so important to communicate, to open up conversations about the reasons why we are giving them the instructions that they cannot visit friends, they cannot go out, they cannot meet up at the parks with their friends, they must stay indoors. Because my teenagers, I've not allowed them to leave the house. They've left with their dad, each of them once, I think, yeah. My elder teenager, my 17-year-old, she went to the allotment because we've got an allotment with her dad, and that's the one time that she's left in 10 weeks. And my other daughter went out for a walk with her dad. She's in year 10, and that's the one time that she's left the house in these last between 9 and 10 weeks. I'm not certain, I'll have to check just how long we've been indoors for. And I know it's really very difficult on them. So I know it can be frustrating as parents because we feel like we've lost control with so many stuff that we want to maintain control as much as we can over the day-to-day routine in our homes. That, like, you've set a bedtime, you've set a dinner time, you want everybody to come to the table together for dinner at a particular time, you want them to go to bed round about a particular time. If they're not sleeping, at least be in their rooms, so that as the adults you can carve out that little bit of time for yourself so that you can feel able and more capable of coping and functioning throughout the day. And it's hard to let go control of our daily routines inside our homes because we've lost control of our movements outside of home, especially if we are keen to protect ourselves, protect the lives of our family members, loved ones, other people, our neighbors in society. We are trying to stay at home. So because we've lost that control, we would tend as human beings to want to maintain control at home. But I just want to encourage you that I've found that being able to just relax a little bit and understand that they are going through exactly what we are going through, just in their own individual ways. Because my 5-year-old she's living through this experience, my 9-year-old, my 14-year-old, my 17-year-old, my 20-year-old, they're all living through this experience just as we are. So even though we are the adults, they also are dealing with their feelings as well. So I just want to encourage you, it is tough, but hang in there. Love them. Dispense more hugs. I found that hugging them more, reassuring them that I love you and I understand that you're going through this as well. If there's anything that you need to talk to me about, I know I tell my children, is there anything specific that you need me to pray about for you or with you? And just giving them the space and the time to talk and express themselves, and creating opportunities where they can communicate with each other as siblings and laugh and talk to each other and say how they're feeling, and keeping the lines of communication open with like their grandparents or their aunts and their uncles and whoever the significant people are in their lives is so important, and it's really beneficial. So I just want to encourage you parents especially just to hang in there. They're teenagers, and at that time your hormones are all over the place, and it's hard enough navigating your teenage years. It was hard enough before, but now that we're living through this pandemic, it's even more difficult. So if we, myself and any of you parents out there, if we can just offer them that additional support, it might not be a cakewalk, don't get me wrong. It's gonna be challenging at times, but we can really help them through this time. So that's what I've been doing. I've really been trying to look at what each of them individually, how they're coping, and what I can do as their mom, and what their dad and I can do as their parents to really support them and encourage them and help them to get through this time and come out of lockdown whenever that time is, when it will be all over, all the better for it. So I just want to encourage you just to love unconditionally within your families at home now. Show love at home. Focus on being kind at home, on making sure that your children, your partners, your spouses, whoever is quarantining with you in your home, they feel all of the love and support that they need from you. All right, as the parents. Or even if you're watching and you're a teenager, imagine that whatever you're experiencing now, having that power or freedom taken away from you to go out when you want to. Imagine how much more magnified that is for your parents. So try to be understanding, try to be loving, try to be supportive, try to, if there's something that your child likes, or you're a teenage, your mom or dad likes, that you can do, get up and make a bit of breakfast for them, take them breakfast in bed, say how are you doing, can we chat for a minute. Really take the time to make sure that those who are quarantining with you in your household feel supported and loved and reassured. All right, so that's just me. It's just my advice, not professional advice by any means, but just from years of experience of being a mom, being a woman, being a sister, being a daughter, being a wife, being a human being. All right, so you take care and you stay well, and remember, if you've not got anyone to check in on you, or you've not got anyone to check in on, do drop me a little message in the comment section below. A quick hi, hello, how are you? And I will do my best to get back to you and just offer you just a kind word, just a bit of uplifting encouragement. Okay, so from my house to yours, please continue to stay safe, to stay well, be mindful, share joy, share a bit of love, sprinkle kindness like confetti at home fast. All right, so you take care and have a fantastic day. Bye for now.